Let's continue.
Our path leads on. I will
Villager
guide us.
Melissa Markel. Markel. Look, the commander's here. Welcome back. Please stay here for as long as you like. How are things going in the village? Not much happens in the village. I'm sure you have a lot going on and stuff is always happening in the cities and on the front lines, but things are pretty quiet out here. But let's see, what's the latest news from our little village? Well, we went fishing and caught some rough. They were big too, nice and plump, fat as piglets. I tell you. What else? Weevils have eaten through our carrots. They gobbled up everything down to the last stalk. Then the other day, old Bragg went up to fix his roof and took a hard fall. If it hadn't been for Journal and his prayers, he'd have kicked the bucket by now. No doubt about it. You must think it's ridiculous to call any of this news. Also, Jornog is just downright wonderful. I don't know, maybe his prayers are working, or maybe he just has a lucky touch. But whenever he blesses me, I always catch a boatload of fish. Also, he seems like a enough already. Markel frowns. Jorog this, Jornog this, Jornog that. It's all I ever hear you talk about. So when crusaders are near the world wound, they often experience nightmares when they sleep. Do you have any trouble with nightmares here? Don't know what you're talking about. If I'm honest, I sleep like a dead man. Nothing to complain about. Do you worship any deities here? Faith, religion, deities. With all due respect to Jornog, no one out here has time for such things. Maybe people in the city can go around saying prayers and listening to sermons, but in the backwater place like this, we just we're just going we're just doing what we can to survive. There's only one provider and protector for us, our mother, Icy Real. Markel nods towards the river. Yeah, the river doesn't care about prayers or sacrifice, and if the Icy Real wants something in exchange for her help, she just takes it without asking. Melissa stares pensively at a piece of driftwood as it's carried away by the current. I have to go. Safe travels. May you defeat all your enemies. Ah, don't forget, you're always welcomed here. Let's see. They said the demon in the womb are on the move again. Something's about to happen.
I am helpful, am I not?
I caught this spike the other day. It was as big as a crocodile. What is that? Something we haven't had. The Notes of a Traveling Priest Against the Covering by Tyrone Dean. A traveling healer should enjoy a careless day of rest now and then. That is what I was thinking when I accepted an invitation to a wedding feast at a small Mendevian village near the Estrovian forest. It was a hot summer, so the tables were set outdoors in the middle of an apple orchard. I was seated between a sullen girl of about 15 and a cheerful old lady with a few scars on her face. The simple village dishes smelled wonderful. The magicians were playing cheerful tunes and slowly getting drunk, and the groom was glowing. The bride sat staring at the table, with her blue eyes every so often wandering to her flower crown. A frightening, unsteady howl came from somewhere behind the archway and broke the idol. I turned to my elder neighbor with a silent question in my eyes. Is Nalika's dog, the bride's? It went mad last night and won't stop howling. So they locked it up in the barn, jealous of our mistress, no doubt. I got up quickly, and the adolescent girl who sat beside me followed along. It wasn't difficult to find and untie the dog. It was a huge shepherd, and it jumped up to greet me, apparently sensing the power and goodness of my faith. He whimpered quietly, almost crying. Then he ran outside and led us with him. We went down to a ravine. In the shadows beneath some weeping willows, we were greeted by sad blue eyes gazing at us from a dead pale face. The body of Nalika, the bride who we seen at the feast just a few minutes ago, had been pinned against the trunk of a dry tree by some horrific force. The dog sat at her feet and howled again. I ran back rapidly, praying to the goddess. I knew a monster that likes to kill young women to take on their appearance and destroy their family. These monsters worship powerful demon lords, the very embodiment of chaos, abomination, and evil. The powers of a humble healer could hardly be enough to stand against such an opponent, but how could I leave these people in such peril? I collected myself as I approached the doors of the bedroom, where they've already taken the young couple. I flung open the door and exhaled the words of a prayer. An unnaturally large creature stood over the young man's body. It yelped at the blow that my prayer had dealt and turned around immediately. Shimmering, steely gray skin, monstrous claws, ugly featured, it was a Nis, the most horrible of hags. The illusion that made her look like Nalika had fallen, and the bride's flower crown sat mockingly on the matted hair of her huge head. She raised her hands, preparing to cast her spell on me, but a shaggy shadow leapt from behind me and pinned the hag to the ground, clenching its fangs around her throat. The dog had come to avenge its owner. But hags don't hunt alone. Behind my back, there was another Anise from the coven, who had pretended to be the old lady at the table. A terrible claw reached out to me, but halted midair. You, the hag whispered, baffled, and immediately fell from a blow to the throat. The adolescent girl wiped the blood from her hand and winked at me. Her eyes were different colors. One was blue and the other was green. Family matters. Well, priestess, shall we go check on the poor groom? Alas, the happy village wedding turned into a funeral from the dead. Nalika and her elder relative, who the hags had killed to sneak into the feast. At least we were able to save the groom. I was staring at the young man's icy eyes and the shaggy dog sitting at his feet, and I knew they wouldn't be staying much longer in the village. Soon the Mandavian Crusaders will have a new recruit and his dog in their ranks. 2 more souls with a grudge against demons and those who followed them. Before leaving the village, I visited the girl, a foundling cared for by the village herbswoman. Why did you decide to go against the coven? I asked her softly. Oh wow, so she was a witch. I was born 15 years ago after a similar wedding. Hags often bear the children they conceive. Hags often bear the children they conceive after killing the bride and taking her place in the groom's bed. Such children usually follow into their mother's footsteps, but I decided I preferred to be human. I nodded. I might not have been able to rest carelessly at a celebration, but this was worth it. The child of a monster has stepped onto the path of redemption and spared the world from the very evil that has spawned her. Oh, wow. That is a great story, actually. This is the way we live out here. We're not wealthy, but things are at least relatively quiet. When crusaders are near the world wound, they often experience nightmares when they sleep. Do you have any troubles with nightmares here? No troubles with nightmares here. The village is located on the outskirts of the world wound, so perhaps that's why. Why were you examining those trees back in the grove? There were little dolls made of grass and seaweed tied to their branches. They're everywhere, dozens of them. I asked the villagers what they were, but they just mutter darkly and walk away. I simply don't understand. What is the purpose of this ritual, and why is it being kept secret? I have to go. Aristo, to you. Cell of positive energy. Godspeed salad.
Without a doubt. Forward.
Hmm.
We march ahead.
Plague Smilodon. Oh, wow, he
Let's
killed
have some fun.
Plague Bear. Oh, what level are you? $27. Immune.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
You won't survive me.
Ooh, crit 52. Oh yeah, there's a bear somewhere. What we are going to do is shield.
Inimosi pravisi!
Command.
Aporon, center.
So much immunity. Alright. You're 10. Mind. Nauseated stuns. Death sweep. Negative. Underscore damage. Train. Alright.
Did I mess up again? Into the fray! Ha!
Yeah.
Endure this!
Oh, slash. Battle spirit. Am I on the ground? Oh no.
We shall overcome.
Alright. 3 out of then heal Incria.
Quadritium Turinos.
Wait, what happened? Why did she attack twice?
The light.
Go.
Our path leads on.
Are we? Hmm. And this is why you check anything, anywhere you haven't been.
I will guide us.
Ferocious. Save.
Without a doubt.
Missed me already.
Alright, I think that's everything actually. Can't wait until we figure out what's going on here. Oh wait, before we do it, what is this? What is going on with these?
I welcome your company.
Oh, from the... She did get hit. Failed.
Together, we
Yes?
stand.
Let's try you. Oh, crap. If we
A
do...
bright future awaits us.
I never remember which lay on hand she had. Amazing. That was the right one. Where is that anyway? She does have aura of courage. So, even though that and exits. Leave. Sorry about that. Let's see. Carcass of an unknown creature. Why not? Let's see. We did get a new Godspeed salad. Movement speed. Temp.
If you bathed and brushed your hair, you may provoke slightly less revulsion in those around you, urchin.
But some things never wash off, isn't that right? Like blood. It's always on your hands, even if you can't see it.
We may have to switch her with Bojo. Oh. They are the sneak past enemies. I'm gonna go to camp, sell a few things. level up the rest of the party that we have so far before Leper Smile.
Defeat is not an option.
Let's see. Demons. Oh. What's here?
Amranda Gratio.
Alright. Don't we already? Let's see. I really want to be
Make every strike count.
sure. Pretty sure he already. Number. What the fuck is this?
Tashani Sami.
Oh, yeah. Operator.
Ona Adayana.
Arm. All right, let's go. Doesn't need that right now. But can you hold?
Ona Adayana.
Next.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Perfect. I am on this way. There it is.
Inimosi Tabisi.
The world in crimson.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Care of. So
Do not hold back.
have to get them off Ember.
Down.
Dominate. Yo. Camellia succeeded. Plus 11. Move. And
Savitur.
You won't survive me.
That is life.
The spirits demand your blood!
Into the fray! Ha!
Everyone right now.
Strike as one.
I'll make short work of this. Endure this.
Dude, 2 critical misses.
The light take you!
Attack! Contemplate on your mistakes.
Make every strike count.
Surrender, or else! You are today's sacrifice!
Yo, go.
Rely on me.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Enter. Yeah, we can rest here. Commander. Okay. We are so many. Alright. Reginald. Hell Knight. Arcana. Persuasion. Improved to weapon fight. And he gets his armor potency goes down. Wait, is it two-handed or two-weapon? Character. Oh no. We may have to reload that. Wait, hold on. I'm so confused. This is a two-handed. Plus 13. How does this work? I have no idea. I'm gonna just leave that how it is right now. I need to look into that. Shifter. Or brick. Perception, nature, mobility, athletics. Shifter's multi-attack. Your secondary attack with natural weapons take only a -2 instead of a negative. Oh yeah. Perfect. And social. Cleric. religion, perception, persuasion, spell, focus, conjuration. What do you have? Are you even using anything that's conjuration? Conjuration. Less is enchantment. Less enchantment. This is conjuration. Restoration is conjuration. Prayer is enchantment and dispel. Give me prayer. Actually, let's give him something. If we give him conjuration, delay poison community. Oh yeah, we'll keep him with that. And he gets more spells. Start everyone. Plus. Energy communal. Oh wait, force repent. That seems like a social thing. Force an evil creature does not have the evil self life to momentarily reflect on its past actions and be overcome by grief and conscience. Unholy blight. Smite your enemies, take the form of a cold, cloying miasma of crazy darkness. Restoration. Next, Neil. Did we even talk about Soul? Arcana, world, nature, religion, magic device. Greater spell, penetration. I'll take it. Phantasmal killer and shadow conjuration. What is shadow conjuration? Material from the plane of shadows of shape. Quasi-real illusions of one or more creatures. Mimic image sorcerer. Sure. Mage armor. Phantasmal killer. And one shadow conjuration. Also, what do you have? Nothing new. Would you? Can you use anything else? No, just scoundrel. Stealth, magic, perception, trickery, Can you get the... You technically have this. But if we get... Which uses strength. Let's see. Nope. Not useful for you. Weapon focus. What does this have? Greater... Nope. Could you already have finesse training dagger? Weapon focus will give... Combat expertise. Nope. Reflexes. Deceitful. Deft hands. Extend spell. When wielding a light weapon or any other weapon that can be used with weapon finesse. Nah. What if I have no idea? You can technically do weapon focus. Short sword. Let's examine. What do we have at this moment? Short sword and a dagger. Oh. Trickery. Spell. Arcana. Magic device. Anything. Nope. Word. Spending a swift action each round, you can imbue your weapons with a fraction of your power. For one round, your weapons deal +1 damage and are treated as magic. Yep. Arcane strike. Slow. Invis. One, two. Oh, we don't need this. Canvas. We can give. Canvas, communal, and slow. Alrighty. Target. Wilson. Show me what you have. Bulk. And then I think that's it. Game for remorse. Do you have potions? Next. Socio. Not the commander. Build vinegar. Socio. Socio is painting a cleric and his noble and his Socio is painting a cleric and his young acolyte. He skillfully conveys the contrast between wise maturity and fervent youth, while also expressing the deep faith that unites the pair. Socio notices you and lowers his brush. Commander. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Tell me about yourself. Oh yeah, we didn't do him at all. To be honest, I don't have much to tell. I had done little with life until I met you. But if you want to know anything, just ask. So you're an artist? The young cleric smiles shyly. That's too grand a word for it. But yes, I love to paint and I know how to. Of course, a crusade isn't the best place for art. What I managed to draw here is at best sketches. I hope when this war is over, I'll be able to turn them into real paintings. Fascinating. May I see your sketches? There is nothing special in them, but if you're really interested, Socio hands you a folder filled with pencil sketches. You recognize familiar fighters in some of the portraits. The cleric draws them without flattery, just as they are, but beneath the features that seem boring and even ugly in life, Socio's hand has found inner beauty, power, and dignity. The tired faces of soldiers, covered with wrinkles and scars, resembled an army of angels. There are landscapes in the folder as well. At first you don't understand why these blooming hills, shady groves, and shimmering springs seem so familiar, but you have passed by these places as you traveled around the world. Though you saw them darkened and maimed by demonic influence, Socio's pencil has restored them to their former beauty, which the demons stole from them, and which the Crusaders are fighting to return. Where are you from? From Andoran. I grew up on the outskirts of Carpenter, a large rich city surrounded by gardens and vineyards. Just imagine miles and miles of greenery and fragrant orchards. Socio inhales with pleasure, as if he could still sense the aroma of his faraway homeland. homeland. My family had a small winery. I worked there from a young age. I pressed juice, did a little carpentry, painted, and one day I discovered I could do more with paint than simply cover walls with it. There was a temple of Shelley nearby. My brother and I would often spend our days there, listening to music and enjoying the stained glass windows. As a boy, my brother decided to devote himself to serving the eternal rose. The eternal rose. Our parents hoped that at least I will remain to run the family business, but he makes an apologetic gesture and flashes a disarming smile. Mandarin, nation of people governed by the principles of common rule, which grants every citizen a voice, holds the reins of its own destiny in the strong hands of its people. It considers itself the birthplace of freedom. It can't be helped. The goddess called me too. It's alright. I have plenty of cousins, second cousins, and other relatives. When this war is over, I'll go back there and see how they're doing. How did you end up in Canabras? A grim shadow fell over the cleric's face. I was hoping to find Trevor in the city, my brother. After my brother took his vows and was ordained a paladin of Sherlin, he departed for the crusade. He wrote home often about everything he saw, his battles, the people he helped. From his letters, I learned that he had joined the Eagle Watch in Canabras, but soon his letters became infrequent, and then they stopped altogether. We feared news of his death, but silence was our only answer. Not a word from him, or from his command, or his brothers in arms. Nothing. So the whole squad disappeared? In the end, I couldn't wait any longer, and I came here myself to find Trevor if he was still alive, or his grave, if he should have perished. But my brother seemed to have vanished. I tried asking the other paladins, but they refused to talk to me, and it's very much like they've been trying to avoid the need to lie. I sent official requests to their order's command. Still, I wait in vain for an answer. I joined the local church of Shellin, hoping to find out the truth one day, but the city was attacked by demons. When your brother was preparing to become a paladin of Shaylin, did he learn some kind of art too? Yes. Socio smiles warmly. He always been a good word carver. Toys, whistles, wooden window frames. Our house was the most beautiful in the area, all dressed in his wooden figurine, from the railing on the stairs to the wonder bird on the roof. You must love your brother very much to follow him here. You have no idea how much. I will follow him to the end of the world, into the abyss himself, if need be. Trevor is an amazing man. I know he's alive. He's too stubborn to die. I hope one day he joins us, and then we will surely triumph. Instead of working as a craftsman, you decided to serve a deity. An interesting turn of fate. Socia nods with a smile. Some clerics are proud of their tender hands, which has never touched anything heavier than a brush. But there's nothing ugly about hard-earned calluses. Indeed, I will say that saving the world is easier with strong hands. The smile disappeared from Socio's face and he looks down, adding, I'm sorry these hands couldn't save the people who died in Canabras. How did you end up at the court of Queen Galfrey? The cleric looks down. When the city was attacked by demons, there was a hospital in our church. Every one of us was prepared to fight to the last, to cover the evacuation. But our Mother Superior wouldn't let me join the fight. She sent me to help, and everyone who stayed was killed. Why did she choose me? Maybe it was because I was new, the youngest and least experienced of the clerics, and I wouldn't be much help in battle. Or maybe she was giving me a chance to survive while the rest of them bravely died. Shellen be my witness. I did not ask for this. I would be honored to lay down my head. I would be honored to lay my own head next to theirs. I ran to the closest Mandevian garrison. I didn't know about what miracle I got there. There were demons all around, and everything was on fire. I remember my horse was killed right under me while I fought off some shrieking monsters. But when I came to, I awoke among friends. My first thought was that it must be a dream. In my delirium, Queen Gaffrey herself was dressing my wounds. But it was true. It was the queen herself, tending to a lowly warrior. That's how I ended up in her army. I marched with them back to Canabras, to the ruins. How do you manage to always look like you're on your way to a tea party, not a battle? Socio looked down for a few moments, searching in silence for the right words. At last, he softly replied, "When I first got here to the world wound, you know the word terror doesn't convey half of what I felt. The land itself here is maimed and mutilated, desecrated. But more frightening still is that what the war does to people, to the bodies and souls. For every knight in shining armor, there are 100 warriors whose souls are maimed with fear, suffering, and cruelty. Many have forgotten why they're here, and now know only war. When there's a break in the fighting, they drink themselves into oblivion and wallow in the mud. They're rotting alive and don't even seek help. They gave up on themselves a long time ago." Socio looks you in the face and you see pain in his eyes. Don't misunderstand me. I don't condemn them. Quite the opposite. I want to help. And to do so, I must look after myself first. Not only to treat and support them, but to remind them that there's something else besides war. There's a normal world out there. A place where blood doesn't stain the ground and people don't sleep in trenches, and a place where, as you said, they even occasionally have tea parties. The cleric smiled, but his eyes still steady. Under circumstances like these, everyone finds their own way to everyone finds their own way to survive. Yes, everyone copes in their own way, or fails to cope. Unfortunately, not everyone can withstand this madness. The ones with the strength to endure this must help the ones who don't. Your art is truly What is the servant of the goddess of beauty doing in the world? I feel like he answered that. I am doing what the goddess destines for me, to keep our fighters safe. I am confident in our victory. The gods of good are on our side, so we cannot fail. But victory is not enough. I do whatever I can to help those who are holding off the forces of the abyss, so that may so they may live long enough to see victory, without losing themselves along the way. Every one of these soldiers deserve a home where people love them and are waiting for their return. When our soldiers are finally able to go home, on that day, I may earn the right to lay down my weapons forever. Your art is so touching. Perhaps I can pose for a portrait sometime, just you and me? Socia looks away embarrassed. I enjoy your attention, and I would be pleased if you will pose for me, but I hope you will understand that this is art and nothing more. I am sorry, but my romantic interests lie elsewhere. Alright. Thank you for telling me about yourself. Socia nods at you with a smile. Tell me about your brother. Trevor. He always he's always been my hero. Ever since we were children, I was a coward. Always telling petty lies, always running away from danger. Trevor always ran towards it. He had this saying: an army stands until peace comes. A lie stands until the truth comes out. He never lied. Never let injustice pass. Never. The cleric's voice trembles, and he breaks and he shakes his head. He was 8 when he said he was going to be a paladin, and he always went towards that goal, day after day, never looking back. I remember the day he went off to fight. I thought this is it. The war will finally end. Trevor will defeat all the demons and close the world wound, but Socio gestures helplessly. Thank you for talking to me. My pleasure. Show me the scrolls you're selling. All you have is scrolls, or do you have potions? I need potions. I feel like we have enough first aid kits. Yeah, 16 is fine. Oh, there we go. Oh, I didn't want all that. Keep 18. Oh no, that's way too much. Let's do 5, 4. Lesser Empire Meta Magic. Using the what's the Empire spell? All variable numeric effects of the Empire spell are increased by half, including bonuses. Coin of protection. Hmm. They have a lot of stuff. Chain lightning. Mind fog. Two greater. Large shocking grasp. Killer. Wand of doom. Cold ice. Wand of great frost. Shield of Dawn. Cleanse. Take 2 of those. One.